Hey YouTube, Planet MN here, doing a quick update video on all of my tanks. I'm down to 4 fish tanks, actually down to 3, and we'll get to that in a minute and I'll show you what I mean. But I've had a lot of people asking for an update. It's been a while, it's been a month and a half since I posted my last video, which was, I believe, only on my shrimp tank. So I thought I'd do a video on all my tanks and just let you know what's going on. I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers, old and new. I've been on YouTube now for about 16 months and I have 2,170 subscribers, give or take. A number that I never thought I would hit, so I do want to say thank you very much. I'm honored. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. I haven't been real active on YouTube just because I don't have a lot of time right now between family and work. But I do find it a lot easier to post pictures on Instagram, so I'm a little more active on the Instagram right now. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do at PlantedMN. But here's this Planted 75, the high-tech 75. Nothing has really changed since my last video on this tank. I have no hardscape in here at all, although I did dig out my lava rock, my dragonstone rock. So I'm thinking about maybe incorporating that back into the scape on this tank. Maybe this next weekend or the following weekend. Right now I just have my plants. I'm just trying to keep some plants alive. I've got some Blixa over here, which I just thinned out and threw away about 2/3 of that. Some Reinecke mini over here, and then a little bit of Repens. I've got Limnophila aromatica in the back, and then Pogostemon erectus. I also have a bunch of, not a bunch, I have a little bit of Ranunculus inundatus in this tank, and a couple stems. You can see one's kind of uprooted right there. Hygrophila polysperma. I'm not sure what plants I'm going to use or incorporate into my new scape. I'm going to keep the Reinecke mini, and I'm going to keep Repens. Those two I'm going to use for sure. I'm not sure about Blixa. I love Blixa. I'm just kind of getting tired of it. But I might incorporate some Blixa. I'm not sure. And maybe a few stems of the others. Maybe some new plants. I don't know. But really, you know, I like the tank is easy. The plants are doing well. And what I do want moving forward is a scape that is a lot easier on the maintenance and the time. And I think that's why I like the Dragonstone scapes. Kind of keep the lower carpeting type plants. Don't have to put a lot of stems in there. But I think that's the direction I'm going to go with this. As far as fish, this tank has never really been about the fish. It's always been more about the plants. But yeah, so I think that's enough on this tank. Nothing real special to look at. But hopefully in another week or 2 weeks I can do an update, and hopefully we'll have a different scape, and you know, hopefully it's a scape that you guys approve of and a scape that I enjoy as well. So enough on the Planted 75. Okay, the 120 Discus tank. Again, nothing has really changed in here. I just have the 3 large Amazon swords in here, and they're all doing really well. They are probably in need of some new root tabs. I got some bad leaves on there. I'll prune those leaves off and throw some root tabs in this coming weekend. I've got 10 discus in here. There's one over there, and then the other 9 are over here. They're all growing very big. They're getting extremely large. They're very healthy. Haven't had a sick fish in a long time, knock on wood. Those of you that have kept discus know what I mean. Water changes, I am doing 3 water changes per week on average, sometimes 4. But usually about 3 water changes per week, 60% each time. I'm now mixing in a little bit of tap water with my RO, so I'm doing about a 3-to-1 ratio RO to tap water. And no, the fish are doing great. Everybody's healthy. I've got a couple pairs in here. And it's kind of funny because they will trade partners about every couple weeks, a little bit of swinger action going on. But they will trade partners. One of them, one pair or the other, is usually spawning, you know, every week in here. The eggs don't make it, of course. They get munched on, which is fine by me. I've got no intention and no time to be breeding discus. But other than that, I really can't say anything more about this tank other than I just absolutely love it. It's I've got no need to change it. I love the the plants in there. I love the simplicity. I love the lines. I love the colors, the fish. It's doing it. You know, it's great. The filter is fantastic. You know, world class. I just can't say anything more about this tank. So I guess that's enough on the 120 Discus tank for now. Let me take you to the back storage room where I've got my other two tanks. I did tear down my 37-gallon quarantine and hospital tank. I don't anticipate buying any more new Discus in the near future, so no need to have a QT tank up and going. I've not had a sick fish in a long time, so I felt it was just as well that I dry it or drain it and empty it, shut it off. No need to keep the power going to it if I have no need for it. So the 37 QT hospital tank is temporarily in hiatus and on leave. And hopefully I have no need for it, like I said, in the near future. I have no plans on buying more Discus, and as long as they stay healthy, you know, it is what it is. I was going to try and breed some Discus in here, and I do have a breeding cone in my tank there. I did have a couple back here, and they spawned, you know, like about every week and a half they had spawned. But the eggs got eaten by the male every time, and I'm glad they did, because I really don't have time for it, to be honest with you. So enough on the empty tank. Alright, and what you're looking at here is the now empty, recently emptied 75-gallon Growout. I had, my last video that you saw this tank, I had 11 electric blue Acaras in there. Those all grew out to about 2.5 inches. However, I decided to take a different direction. I was going to try and get a pair out of those 11, keep one pair, spawn them and breed them, sell the babies. However, I've got some different plans for this tank and decided to sell those. I sold them. Actually, the person came over yesterday and took the 11 electric blue Acara babies. I also had 2 big Amazon swords in here that were potted, and those went in the garbage. I had no need for them. I've got no time to sell them. So those went in the garbage. They weren't, they were covered in brown diatoms anyways, no good to anybody. So I got rid of the electric blue Acaras, and I'm thinking about, this is just a possibility, I'm thinking about turning this into a 75-gallon shrimp tank. I am eyeing a beautiful piece of driftwood that would make a beautiful shrimpscape in here, especially if it got covered with Physidens fontanus. So I'm thinking about maybe putting some black diamond substrate in here, maybe ADA. I'm not quite sure what I'd use for substrate, but that piece of driftwood with Physidens, and then also some crypts, make it a nice medium light tank. And I think it would be a beautiful display for Neocaradinas, again, electric yellows possibly. For Caridina species, I'm kind of eyeing the tangerine tigers. Should be able to accommodate both in the same water conditions. So I guess we'll see what happens with that tank. But the electric blue Acaras are gone, and possibly a 75-gallon shrimp tank coming up here in another 2 or 3 months. I guess we'll see what's in store for this tank. Down below, we have the 55-gallon shrimp tank, and this is by far my favorite tank right now. It is the tank that I'm spending most of my time with, just because it is so easy, so low maintenance. I do one 10% water change every couple weeks. Otherwise, I just top the tank off with pure RO water when it's needed, a couple times a week. I feed my shrimp 1 time per day, Monday through Friday. I give them the weekend off to fast. I feed them just one little pad of food, and I take it out after about 3 or 4 hours, anything that's uneaten. But this tank is really doing extremely well. It's doing better now than it ever has been. I think a lot of that, I think there's 2 reasons for that. Number one, I've learned a lot in the past year on shrimp. I was a shrimp novice. I never tried them until this tank. And I've learned a lot about shrimp in this past year. Biggest thing I learned is how to fail with shrimp. I was overfeeding a lot, and I think that is why I lost most of my shrimp that I started out with. I started out with 50 crystal reds and 75 red cherries, sakuras, painted fire reds. Most of those died off, and I've got a few replenishment orders of painted fire reds over the past year. I'm down to 3 or 4 big adult female crystal reds. but the amount of food that I feed now compared to when I first started is about 1/4 the amount. And I've read and learned that overfeeding is probably the leading cause of beginners killing their shrimp. I kept trying to find other reasons why they were dying. I didn't want to admit that I was the reason, but I've learned that I believe I was. The water conditions are perfect for the crystal reds anyways. 6.4 pH, 8 is the GH, KH is 2. By choice, it was 0. I raised it up to 2. My water temp is 72. My TDS tested today at 187. So the water parameters are pretty good for the Caridina, the crystal reds, but my Taiwan reds have adapted well. I've got a ton of little tiny babies in here. I've never seen more babies in the shrimp tank than I have in the past couple weeks. Now normally at any time I would maybe be able to find 1 or 2 baby shrimp in here, and I'm talking the little baby freshly hatched little pinheads. Now I can find easily 2 to 3 dozen at any given time, and that's what I can see. With this amount of Taiwan moss and all the plants that I have and all the places the baby shrimp can hide, I probably see maybe 1/4 of the babies that are in there, or even less than that, maybe an 1/8 or a 10th of the amount, the number of babies. So I've got a very healthy population, especially baby population, just coming out. I've got probably 40 to 50 adult painted fires in there. Most of the females are buried up constantly. But I'm really enjoying this tank. I'm really enjoying the shrimp just because, like I said, it's so easy, so low maintenance, and you know, that's one of the reasons why I think I might turn that 75 that's right up above into another shrimp tank, just because it's a lot easier than a planted tank or especially discus. So anyways, picked up a bunch of new supplies here for my shrimp tank, picked up a bunch of Borneo Wild supplements and some food, baby food, and got a sample pack of 5 different types of food from the Shrimp King. It's a variety pack that they sell. And then picked up some jumbo size fresh almond leaves that are probably like 8-9 inches. They're probably 3 times as big as the almond leaves that I have in the tank right now. So I'm really excited about those almond leaves and to be able to use those. But anyways, that's it from here. Just a quick rundown on all the tanks. Again, I want to say thank you to all my subscribers, old and new. I'm up to 2,170 plus, give or take. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch my videos. Again, I'm sorry that I haven't been real responsive and answering questions and responding to comments. I'll try to do better. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do at PlantedMN. I'm a lot more active on the Instagram account than I am on the YouTube right now, just because of time. But you know, please check me out on Instagram at PlantedMN. I'll post it down below. And you know, tell me what your thoughts are regarding this 75 Growout 75-gallon shrimp tank. That's one idea. The other one, maybe taking this down, putting up a bunch of smaller tanks and having multiple smaller shrimp tank. But anyways, that's it. I appreciate everybody again watching my videos. You know, comments, questions, again, down below. And like always, we'll catch you guys later.